Hello everyone and welcome back to part 2 of the how and why I started my detailing business series. Now before we actually get into part 2, I do want to take a moment to say a massive thank you to everybody who's commented on the video and to the probably 50 odd people that have inboxed me privately with comments and questions and stuff regarding just part 1. Most of those questions will be answered within part 2 or 3 or 4. And anything that's not, I will be doing some Q&A stuff somewhere within the series. Not entirely sure where they're going to fit in, but I will do it. Part 2, we was going to film it in the workshop, in the back of the van is what I'd had planned, but the weather today is atrocious. It's blowing a gale, it's absolutely hammering it down. So we took the decision, we can film it at home. We are filming it at home in the evening. It is 10 to 7. So we are filming it, editing it, and hopefully you're going to see it the same evening of filming. You should see it within an hour, hopefully, of filming this. Now, before we get into part 2, I do want to say that I personally am a big believer that life is sort of planned and everything happens for a reason. It happens when it's meant to, happens for a reason, and that's that. You can't change it, sort of thing. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So part 2, we're going to go back to 2017. I was working for a big tyre company as a mobile tyre fitter. Now, I did 4 days on, 4 days off. So your day off would start a week or day later every week. Ended up with loads of time to myself. So I was at my workshop a lot. Now, I've owned my workshop or been in my workshop since 2010. It was hobby, weekends, just playing, tinkering with my own cars and stuff. And I've always been there, going in and out. So Wednesday the 27th of November 2017 is a day that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and also comes back to my comments just now of everything in life happens for a reason. So I'd been at my workshop doing God knows what, I don't even know. And headed home, I got a text from my mum saying, you need to go to the shop and pick so-and-so up. Cool, fine. All the way home, yeah, need to go shop. Get to the roundabout just before home and autopilot kicks in. I go straight over towards home, not right to the shop. So get home, typical mum, yeah, you need to go back. I need it for dinner, blah, blah. Cool, I'll take the car. No, I'll take the van. The keys are in my hand, it's easier. So off I toodle back to the shop. Now, I've pulled up outside the shop, gone in, got what I wanted, come back out, got in the van, and a car pulls up next to me. Window comes down. It's somebody I haven't seen for a year or so properly, but it's somebody I've known for 10 years. And they were like, look, pull over, we'll have a chat. We haven't seen each other, cool. Got out, had probably a half an hour, 45-minute chat with this person, and something clicked. Don't ask me what, because I don't have a clue and I wish I did. Something clicked. I went home and had dinner, messaged this person and was like, look, what's your number, blah, blah, blah. Went to see this person. Now, over the 10 years of knowing each other, there'd been nothing relationship-wise or anything between us. We didn't see each other like that. And something clicked that night that was right, I don't know what. This goes back to it was meant to happen, everything happens for a reason. Like if I'd have gone to the shop on my way home, I wouldn't have seen this person. If I'd have gone in the car, I wouldn't have seen this person because this person didn't know my car, they knew my van. Hence why I say that I do believe everything happens for a reason. So we spoke, we saw each other that night, started seeing each other, ended up getting together in the November, and I fell stupidly in love. I won't deny it, I'll be the first person to say it, and anyone that knows me will know it. I was stupidly in love, couldn't be happier, nothing, like everything was perfect, and couldn't be happier, full stop. So fast forward now to January 2018, and my stepdad was obviously a Met Police officer. We lived in a Met Police house. So he comes home on the 31st of January, last day at work. says, we've got a problem. Now, when you live in a Met Police house and you retire, you get 12 months afterwards or there or thereabout to sort yourself out, find somewhere to live, so on. And he came home on the 31st and said, we've got a problem. They have given us 3 months because they want to sell the property quicker. And obviously that was when a lot of Met Police or police assets, full stop, in the country were being sold to raise funds because of budget cuts, etc. With a year, not a problem. I could have sorted myself out. 3 months, a little bit different. And discussions were had. My then girlfriend said, look, come and move in with us. Mum loves you. We're saving for our own place and stuff anyway. Not a problem. Cool, fine. Fast forward now to March, and my stepdad had already moved because my mum and him were splitting up. He moved back to Newcastle and my mum was moving to Lincolnshire. So things were stressful anyway because of obviously all of that going on. And so my mum was moving on the Sunday and I was moving in with my girlfriend at the time. I was moving in with her on the Thursday. Out of the blue, we broke up on the Wednesday. I still, to this day, don't know what happened. Something happened and it just went Pete-tong, basically. She upped and run away, and that was the start of the definite decline of me for the foreseeable future, to be fair. But that put me in a massive predicament. Obviously, look, I'm meant to be moving the next day. My mum moves in less than a week. What the hell? Like, what am I going to do? Thankfully, I won't name any names, but thankfully I have some fantastic friends, and one person in particular turned around and gave me a set of keys and said, look, come and go as and when, blah, blah. There for as long as you need. Brilliant. That sort of solved that for the time being. Mum moved, got all of that dealt with, not a problem. And we spent probably 4 months, me and the ex, trying to work things out back and forth. It didn't work. And I spent the rest of 2018 an absolute mess, trying every day, chasing, being a lost little puppy. Like, I can't even say anything against it because I was an absolute mess. I lost something like 2.5 stone in a month because I wasn't eating. I was a wreck. Anyone that knows me personally will probably comment on this video if they see it and agree. I've got some good friends, a couple closer than others. One in particular, and say I won't mention names or anything, but one person in particular who I will be forever in debt to, because that person was there for me day in, day out, listening to me moaning, whinging like an idiot. Because I was in love. At the end of the day, I just had my heart broke, and it's not a nice feeling. And I was, say, constantly a mess, trying to chase and fix. And this girl, my ex, was basically picking me up and putting me down whenever she wanted. And I'd go a month without talking to her, great, and then I'd get a message from her. And it would start the cycle all over again, so then you end up back at square one. Unfortunately, we lived less than a mile away from each other, so you would quite often bump into each other or see each other, and yeah, it was never good. And my couple of friends were always there for me. So one in particular was there 24/7 throughout 2018, all pushing me and trying to help me get over it and be the person I used to be. I used to be quite a fun, happy person, and obviously I've changed with everything that was going on, and they weren't happy. Obviously they didn't want to see me like that. It was, as 2018 went on, it got harder. We would talk, me and the ex, and get close again, but then something would be said, or there'd be an excuse or something, and it would always turn into an argument. At the end of the day, I was fighting for somebody that I was in love with, didn't want to lose them out of my life. And regardless of what that person thought, because I don't know, it was never enough. No matter what I did, it didn't seem like it was enough for that person. And it got to the point I had to do something. My friends were like, look, you need to do something to put your focus into so that you don't go down this path anymore. And I decided I was going to do more detailing stuff on my days off. Obviously, I've got 4 days off, plenty of time to do it. So it was the AUTOBRITE Christmas sale. I used Purple Rain from AUTOBRITE before and wanted to purchase more of it because I'd run out. So I did a big order with them, wanted to try more of the range. This stuff was actually being delivered to a friend's flat that was 3 stories up, but it was actually going to be put in the car so that the delivery driver wouldn't actually have to take it up 3 flights of stairs. He could just put it straight in a car that was there. And I wasn't personally there, but the DPD guy turned up, scanned all the boxes and refused it because he didn't want to take it up 3 flights of stairs. So after ringing DPD, shouting and screaming, basically like, where's my stuff, where's my parcel, what's going on? And I was not happy. I was shouting down the phone. And then basically saying, look, we can't send it back out. It's been refused. It has to be returned to sender. And them saying, look, we'll look into it, but there's nothing we can do. So I called AUTOBRITE, spoke to Adam, explained the situation. Adam was fantastic. Look, let me see what I can do. I'll call DPD, blah, blah. He called me back an hour or so later. Unfortunately, because of the situation of it being refused, it has to be sent back to us. So it's due back tomorrow. We'll check it, make sure it's not damaged, and then resend it to you. Cool, no problem. He called me the next day, as he said he would. Look, your stuff's here. It's all spot on. We'll resend it. I said, look, if it's okay under the circumstances, I will drive and collect it Monday. I think it was Friday it got delivered back to them. And he obviously went off, got the okay, because sale orders are not allowed to be collected. Got the okay and said, look, if you want to come and collect it Monday, you can. He also told me that there was going to be an in-store sale because there was moving premises in about 2 weeks. So worked well. I'd probably end up spending more money anyway. That phone call ended up being about an hour and a half long because I was talking to him regarding some training, wanting to learn more about the products, etc. Because I was thinking about doing detailing business. And that conversation led on to him telling me a story about one of their approved guys that used to work in the city. I believe he was an architect and wanted a better family life. So basically packed in the city, started a detailing business. I think it was about 6 months, 8 months prior to me and Adam having this conversation. And he said, look, this is the guy's name. He's a really nice guy. Have a chat with him. So during that weekend, I actually spoke to this guy. Now, this guy is well known. His name is Darren. Most of you will know Darren as Hypergloss Precision Detailing down in Essex. He is the man that I spoke to over that weekend. We had quite an in-depth chat about bits and pieces, how he started the business, why he left a big career in the city, which undoubtedly would have paid well, to wash cars, basically. We had a big in-depth chat about it over the course of the weekend. I then left that weekend going, you know what, I want to do this. It was one of the first moments in nearly a year that I'd been happy and looked forward to something. I'd always been, obviously, say, an OCD freak, clean my own cars, loved doing it. And the thought of actually going, you know what, I want to do this as a business and risk this alongside my full-time job, which was perfect. Look, having 4 days off every week is brilliant. So it's plenty of opportunity to build the business. It was a perfect opportunity to do it, and it just felt right. So that was the start of it, really. Monday morning, and that is it. We're not going to talk about it anymore today. That will come in part 3, where we will discuss the going up to AUTOBRITE in person, a very, very long chat with Adam. Anyone that knows Adam knows he can talk, but I love you really, Adam. We wouldn't be here now if it weren't for that conversation. Guys, girls, whoever's watching, please, I do not want any negative comments regarding the ex in the comments. Please don't do it. It's not what this video is for. As much as she's had a big negative impact on my life, I wouldn't be sitting here now making this video if it wasn't for her, because the chances are I would have stayed in the job I was in and wouldn't have switched. Wouldn't have thought about starting my own business. I was happy plodding on, doing my job. Look, having 4 days off every week and still getting a full wage, there isn't many jobs out there like it. So I had no reason to leave. As much as I wasn't happy, I had no reason to leave. So yeah, please, no nasty comments, no negative comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in a couple of days for part 3.